Welcome back to Gail at Night. In this video, I'm bringing you a case out of Texas. Now, this is one of those cases that sounds like a setup at a movie, but it's real, it's federal, and the FBI is still actively looking for victims as we speak. So imagine answering a simple Facebook Marketplace post, thinking you're about to make a few dollars, some easy money, only to end up kidnapped, beaten, and forced to drain your own bank account. Yeah, that's exactly what federal investigators say was happening in South Texas, and the man at the center of it all is now sitting in federal custody. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the FBI's Houston field office and the Corpus Christi resident agency are currently asking for the public's help in identifying potential victims connected to a man named Victor Daniel or Danny Almaguer. He's 43 years old and he owns a business called Danny's Tires out of Corpus Christi, Texas. But according to federal authorities, this wasn't just a tire business. It may have been the front for a violent kidnapping and fraud operation. And I need y'all to really pay attention to how this allegedly went down. So according to federal court documents and reports from local news outlets, the scheme started online, specifically Facebook Marketplace. Investigators say victims were lured in with fake job offers. Things like, hey, I'll pay you to transport tires, or other simple gigs that didn't seem suspicious. So once the victim shows up, that's when everything changed. At least one victim was reportedly taken into an office at the Baldwin Boulevard location of Danny's Tire Service, locked inside, beaten, and threatened. And it didn't stop there. They were allegedly forced to go to the bank, withdraw cash, and even make a $10,000 jewelry purchase at a trade center. Let that sink in. This wasn't just a robbery. This was calculated, controlled, and violent coercion. And then it gets even worse. Federal investigators say identity theft was also part of the operation. We're talking stolen personal information, social security numbers used to open loans in the victims' names. So even after the physical ordeal, victims could still be dealing with financial damage long after the fact. That's not just a crime. That's long-term destruction of someone's life. Now, let's talk about who else is involved. Authorities have identified at least one co-defendant, Robert Luis Saldano. He's been indicted alongside Almaguer and is facing charges like conspiracy to kidnap and conspiracy to commit wire fraud. And then there's at least one more unnamed accomplice mentioned in the indictment. So this wasn't a one-man operation. This appears to be organized. Now, as far as where all of this was happening, the investigation centers around Danny's Tire Service, which has 4 locations in Corpus Christi. There's the Baldwin Boulevard location. This is the main one tied directly to the alleged kidnapping and the FBI raid back in September 2025. There's another shop on Costa Ritz Road. There's one on Southport Avenue. This one is, interestingly, was reported to be quote unquote under new management after the arrest. But people have questioned how legitimate that really is. And there's a 4th one located on Ayers Street. Even though the kidnapping incident is tied specifically to Baldwin Boulevard, the FBI believes there could be more victims connected to any of these locations, or even across the broader South Texas area. We're talking Corpus Christi, Houston, San Antonio, and the entire Rio Grande Valley. Now let's get into the legal side. Both Almaguer and Saldana have pleaded not guilty, but here's the part that stands out. They are being held without bond. That means a judge has already determined they are a potential danger to the community. Originally, the trial was set for February 2026, but because the FBI is still actively looking for more victims as of April 2026, this case is still developing, which tells you investigators believe this could be bigger than what's already been uncovered. Now let's talk consequences if these charges stick. Conspiracy to kidnap, that one can carry up to life in prison. Wire fraud and aggravated identity theft, those can add on anywhere from 2 to 20 years per count. So if convicted across the board, Almaguer could be looking at 30 years to life in federal prison. And here's where you come in. If you or anyone you know had any interaction with Danny's Tires, especially involving job offers, financial transactions, or anything that didn't sit right, the FBI is asking you to come forward. They've set up a direct tip line, 832-426-0778. You can also submit information online through the FBI's official victim reporting form. And for those who don't know, victims in federal cases may be eligible for restitution and support services. So coming forward doesn't just help the case, it can help you recover as well. Now let me say this before I close. This case is a reminder of how dangerous these online marketplaces can be when the wrong people are behind the screen. Everything can look legit. The post, the offer, the business, but all it takes is one setup and you're walking into something you never saw coming. The investigation is still ongoing, which means more details could come out, more victims could be identified, and more charges could be added. So if anything updates, I'll be back with it. Make sure you're paying attention, staying aware, and most importantly, protect yourself out here. Because not everything is what it seems, online or offline. And as always, if you made it this far in the video, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think there are more victims? Do you think more people are involved? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Gail at Night. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for supporting. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and set the bell to all.